Happy Thursday morning to you. 'Tis March the 16th, the Air Force with you. Minus 14 downtown. Coach Marc Lafleur in studio with us again this morning alongside Greg Mackel in there. Well, round one in the books, 3-game set against Iroquois Falls. Hats off to the Eskies for a good series. But now we move on to round two against Powassan, who you faced each of the last 2 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, good morning to you two guys.
Yes, good morning. So give your head a shake so you're wide awake.
Exactly.
So first of all, before we move on to Powassan and Iroquois Falls, it's looking good. It's 4-1, Mark. You start the third, and they scored 2 goals in the first 2.5 minutes.
Well, it was for the crowd. It
Make it 4-3.
Make it exciting for the crowd.
Did you think about calling a timeout? You didn't call timeout.
No, I didn't call a timeout.
No.
I thought about it, but I also knew by putting the by calling a timeout that he would have put his line now is really giving us a lot of difficulty on the ice.
Yeah.
Give that extra rest, and they were getting tired.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? I'm not going to call it yet. I like the matchup that I have in terms of lines.
It's interesting you say that you didn't call timeout because he'd have come back with his number one line again. There was another point in the game where you got on the linesman. There was an icing call.
Yeah.
And you got on the linesman because they were delaying.
Yeah.
And they were caught on a long shift.
Exactly.
I knew exactly I don't know how many people caught it in the building, why you were yelling at the linesman. Get on with it. Drop
Exactly.
the puck, man.
Like,
we're fresh. They're tired. Let's go.
It's the little details in the game that can make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
And
Speaking of little
I
details,
wasn't happy about that. I remember what incident you're talking about, and I really wasn't happy about that.
that long change with their defense hurt them a few times. They made some bad changes
Yes,
in that
they
game.
Exactly. Yep.
With the long change, they got caught a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So it was an exciting series, though, Mark. And, Storjahan, guys you expect to score, but you had production throughout the lineup. I guess the power play struggled a bit, Mark. There are times they looked... it wasn't great. I think first game they were 1 for 8 or something.
Yeah, you got to remember, though, as well. Like, unless you really watch the game every second, it could be 1 for 8, but you got to remember some of these power plays may have lasted 12 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
So it's tough to say. All in all, I've been happy about our power play for the last month, as well for our penalty kill. Mm-hmm. And essentially, our power play came up huge when we were up 4-3. Got a power play, and we scored on
that was
a very nice goal.
Yep.
So
that's the best one you scored, yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, it struggled a little, yes, but it came through when he really needed it.
And you have Wegleitner back on the point now for a shot, I guess? Or?
Exactly, yeah. You know, he brings a lot to the table, not only in terms of size, but other aspects.
He's got the big bomb from the point.
Exactly, so why not use that as well?
So, Powassan, you've had close games with them. They're the number one team. They had streak? What was it?
20-odd games.
20-something wins in a row. They've cooled off a little bit since that, though. They've been a little different. So, what's got to happen here now, the first 2 games anyway? I know you're happy with your goaltending, too. Ridge looks solid in there.
You know what? I'm happy with a lot of aspects of our game. We know what they're going to bring. We've played them enough times now.
We played them even, basically, I think.
You know what we have to do is we just have to play smart. And I think we have enough on the table to compete against them. I'm not saying that we're better than them. I'm just saying we can definitely compete. Compete to the point where I think it can be 3 or 4 big plays per game that'll determine the outcome of each game. Yeah. And that's what we want, and we want to be ready for those 3 or 4 instances.
And thinking back to the season series between especially the game, I only saw the games here in town. I didn't see the games in Po-Town. But I think you got to stay out of the penalty box because they seem to have a very good power play. They get a lot of offensive weapons with Gilmore and Baker and Mance and whatnot.
Yeah.
That, they can hurt you if you're playing.
It doesn't matter who you play in the playoffs. If you can't stay disciplined,
special teams,
you're not going to win.
Exactly.
So, and we should mention quickly the format. They used to be all the time was the league liked to play the 1-1-1. Yeah. But now we're going more traditional 2-2, 1-1-1.
With a day between.
So are you happy, Mark, with the 2-2?
I mean, actually, the reason why it got changed to that format, it was partly because of us from a couple of years ago with an incident that occurred with another team. But I mean, last year we did 1-1-1 versus Cochrane, and we didn't mind it at all. I mean, if you're going to travel a long distance and you'll play back-to-back nights, I understand the 2-2, 1-1-1. We're doing it this way with coming back. So, I mean, do I favor it? No, it doesn't really bother me. I just kind of I figured we would have went the 1-1-1-1 format, but
yeah, I kind of expected that for this round as well.
So, but anyways, it is what it is.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, both teams are playing by the same rules, so it's not that big.
Exactly.
It's not that big a deal. One interesting thing about this Powassan-Kirkland Lake playoff history is the underdog wins each year.
That's right. You lost to them a few years ago, Mark, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You were way ahead of them in the standings, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they were ahead of us last year, and we sprung the upset. And
again,
we're looking to spring another upset this year.
And you had close games this year, a couple overtimes.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, playoffs are a different beast.
It's going to be a series, you know. It's going to be a series.
I think, guys, I really do think all 4 series in the league.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really fun to watch.
Exactly.
Well, you think of Timmins Cochrane, I don't know.
Timmins Cochrane's going to be a war. That
border,
Sault Ste. Marie border battle
that's
going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, the other 3 start tonight. It's the 2 Sioux teams, Rayside and Blind River, and then in the east,
that's
Timmins and
tonight,
Cochrane.
right?
So they all start tonight.
Yeah. So it should be a whole lot of fun.
Okay, Mark. So you're off to Powassan. What time? Now, what time you leave to go to Powassan now? Friday.
We leave right around noon or so.
Yeah.
Because you know about the bus concerns, right?
Yeah.
The drivers, they can only drive X amount of hours and whatnot.
Oh, is that right?
So you really,
I see.
You really
Okay.
got to watch the clock and hope you don't play like triple overtime.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Powassan. That's not a very big. Yeah. My son's played there a bunch of times. It's not a very big rink.
No, it's a fun rink, though, because everybody's packed in, eh? It's a good atmosphere when the building's full. Lots of noise in that building.
So you play there, then you come back, then you go back Sunday.
Yep, exactly.
And then we're here next Tuesday, Thursday,
Tuesday
7:30.
and Thursday.
Tuesday
There was a
and
good
Thursday.
crowd there Thursday night. There's lots
Yeah,
of Iroquois Falls people there, too, though.
Yeah, you know what? They were loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
They were loud.
and there were lots of Miners fans on Sunday in Iroquois Falls as well.
Yes, you're right.
The East likes to travel. Yes, indeed.
But you know what? It's great. We've been getting some pretty good crowds lately.
Yes.
I mean, I'd say about the last month. So better atmosphere in the Joe.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
hopefully,
Well, I think
Hopefully
this will be a
some
very
Tuesday.
good series to watch. So.
yeah, I think so
I think
too.
it's going to be an awesome series. Best of luck, Mark. Have
Right on, guys.
have a great workout this afternoon. Safe trip down to Powassan, and let's get a split of the opening 2.
You know what? Take it game by game. I hope you're right.
I know you hope I'm right. You always do. 7:45. That's Coach Marc Lafleur, of course, the Miners and Voodoos. Second round Eastern Conference semis begin 7 o'clock tomorrow night down in Powassan. Should be a lot of fun.